So I was reading the other day, this was kind of cool. It says research consistently shows that while technical skills are the floor for trading, discipline and psychology are the ceiling that determines long-term survival. Now, there's some data that goes along with this, of course, but one thing that I thought was kind of cool, it says psychological factors are estimated to account for 60 to 80% of a trader's ultimate success, which a whole lot of people would agree with. When traders move from a strategy only to a psychology inclusive training, the shifts in success rates are measurable. And here was one of the things that they cited. Some specialized trading psychology studies done in 2025 indicate that traders who apply formal educational or formal emotional regulation principles see their success rates climb from 30 to 60%. Now, that sounds really good. Yeah, success rates doubling, going from 30 to 60%. Now, I don't know about you though, 60% still sucks. I'm not used to that. You probably aren't either. You're probably used to being in the like 90th percentile in most things. I have a feeling if you're a trader, you probably did well in school. You've probably been successful in most things in your life. You're not a generally a 60% kind of person. You're more like a 90 plus percent person. You're used to being a performer, somebody who does achieve and succeeds at achieving goals. And so 60%, yeah, it sounds great. And it is certainly better than 30%, of course. But 60% still sucks. And I'm bringing all this to your attention for a very important and specific reason. So many traders are oversimplifying the problem. The struggling traders, and I'm talking about traders on the whole, as a population, traders are generally above average people. Just the fact that you wouldn't be here trading if you weren't above average. The average Joe just doesn't have what it takes to even show up as a trader. Seriously. The average person, at least as far as a serious trader, of course, you got a whole pile of people farting around on Reddit and Robinhood and all that kind of stuff. And it's a lot of people who are dabbling. I'm not talking about dabblers. I'm talking about people who are serious. You know, you're grown up, you're looking to trade for a living, and you're serious about this, and you're serious about becoming a successful trader, not just having fun with it. Sounds like a way to make money, and you're just being the opportunity seeker. You're not that way. You're serious about this. You want this to be something that is meaningful in your life, a true financial asset. And the thing is, again, 60% still sucks. It really does. And the whole strategy plus psychology oversimplifies the problem. Here's what I'm talking about. Is a strategy important? Of course it is. You can't just trade from the hip, just whatever you feel like during any given day, totally reacting to the markets. No, that doesn't work. You do need to be methodical in what you're doing, have a specific strategy, and be methodical in what you're doing so that you have that foundation or basis for consistency, of course. But then, of course, the psychology comes into it. But as far as I'm concerned, most trading psychology is totally off the mark. And here's what I'm talking about. Most traders in my first year, I know what the whole emotional trading is. My first year, I didn't know what I was doing. I had totally underestimated trading. I just jumped into it, figuring I'd be able to figure it out as I go. And so I'm trying to teach myself, and I didn't know what I was doing. I had the Ken Roberts book, but that was of limited help. I'm not broker, he wasn't much help either. So I'm flying along, I'm trading away. I'd opened my account with 30 grand, and I'm trading away, and I'm figuring it out as I go. And at the whole time, I feel like I'm on the edge of a heart attack, even when I'm on a winning trade. Losing trades are even worse. And it was emotional as hell because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Now, at the end of a year, so for a year, I'm practicing bad trading. You know, emotional trading, revenge trading, angry trading, sloppy trading, jumping from strategy to strategy, changing rules all the time, moving stops, not placing stops, all the mistakes. That's what I was practicing every day was bad trading. And so at the end of the year, I wound up blowing up my account, cost me almost 50 grand. I was able to actually run my account up to almost over $47,000. So I wound up losing almost 50 grand. And the thing is, it was emotional the entire time. And everybody believes that it's inherently emotional. But here's the thing. If it's emotional for a reason, and the reason is not because, ooh, there's something special about trading. No. Trading, it is an interesting occupation. It's an interesting business, but it is not inherently emotional, where it's going to be emotional no matter what you do. That's not true. It's a challenging profession. And so if you're not fully one like very fully equipped for the job, it's going to be emotional. Consider this. If you take a person of reasonable intelligence and you throw them into an activity, a challenging skill-based activity, but they don't have any training, they don't have any previous experience to bring to it. This is something that's new for them, and you just throw them in that job. The fact that they're above average and they've been generally successful, they might figure out how to survive, but they're not likely to do well. They're not likely to excel like they have in other areas. It's probably going to be kind of rough as far as the results. It's going to be stressful because they're not properly equipped for the job. And it's going to be almost impossible for it not to be an emotional experience because they're trying to do a job that requires a skill set that they just don't have. They're missing some key elements to it. But here's the thing, if you take that same person and now you give them the proper training, you give them all the tools and processes and perspectives and knowledge that they need to be good at that job, you give them all that training and if you properly prepare them for it, now when you throw them in there, they'll be fine. They'll just go do their thing because they're properly equipped for the job. Is it going to be an emotional ride? No, because they're properly equipped to deal with the challenges of the job. Trading is no different. If you're properly equipped for this job, when you become properly equipped for this job, it becomes no more difficult than your regular day job that you're already doing now, which I almost guarantee you is more sophisticated and complex than trading is. Most traders who come to me, they're professionals, they're small business owners, they're executives, they're programmers, they're engineers, they're project managers. Their day job is way more complex and sophisticated than trading. They handle the job just fine. Trading, they're struggling with. And when we fill their gaps, trading becomes no more difficult than the more complex job that they're already handling just fine. And the same thing will be true for you. The reason I say that the approach to trading, where you just say, oh, let's find a good strategy and focus on my psychology, that's an oversimplification of the problem. That's just like saying if you want to be a software programmer, all you really need to do is find a good YouTube video on the basics of programming and focus on your discipline, and you'll be successful. Or if you want to be a professional golfer, all you need to do is buy a good set of clubs and focus on your discipline. Once you understand the game and what you're supposed to do, the rest of it just comes down to discipline. It's no. There's a huge missing third piece to the puzzle, and that is the full skill set. Part of that skill set is how you achieve the consistent execution that you need. And when you have that piece to the pie, your emotions come down. You're not fighting your emotions anymore. Discipline is no longer a problem because you have a process to achieve the consistent execution without it just being a fight with your emotions. Your emotions are flaring up because there's something missing. Maybe you have a broken system. Very common for traders to be working with just a base strategy, maybe even a rules-based strategy, but it still has functional issues. You'd be amazed how many traders are working with broken systems or functionally flawed systems. There are things built into their system that they're trying to be disciplined to. The discipline and the system itself is contributing to the inconsistencies because there are functional issues with what they're working with. That happens a lot. Then once we fix that, you still have to go in, you have to be able to build the confidence, undo the psychological damage that's already occurred, and then get you wired for consistent execution. Then there's a process for all this. In my quality assurance days, that's what I was doing in manufacturing. I was focusing 80% of my time on getting consistent performance out of all 183 people in our plant across all the different jobs and all the different production lines. And quality assurance just plain works. This is how you take a process, a repeated activity, and you get consistent, predictable output out of it. That's what quality assurance has at its foundation. When I was able to take what I was doing in quality and manufacturing and apply it to my trading, that's what allowed me to quit my day job over 20 years ago and live life on my terms ever since. And I would love to teach you the same thing. Put on a workshop, and if you'd like to attend and find out, okay, what are the real things that have been making trading difficult, more difficult than it should be, if you're kind of frustrated that it looks so simple and it shouldn't be this hard, this will answer some of those questions and help you realize there's nothing wrong with you as a person. You're okay. You don't have some deep psychological issue. You've been missing a couple pieces of the pie, and these gaps in your training is what's been making it tough. So you'll find out about that in the workshop and the process to get things working the way you want with your trading so that it actually is what you've always wanted it to be, where yes, it's something you do, you enjoy it, you're relaxed, it makes money, you have great security in it, and it gives you that freedom to do whatever you want to do with your life. If you want to trade for a living and do, sail the world, cool. If you want to work a job because you enjoy the work, but all of a sudden it's not fun anymore, you want to go do something else, cool. You walk away from it because your trading has your back. That's what I want for you. So swing by InsideOutTrading.com. The link's in the description. Come attend the workshop. You'll be glad you did. You'll learn some things that nobody else has been telling you that really have been missing. And down deep, you know that you've been missing something because yeah, there's strategy and some psychology. Been trying that for years, probably. Most traders, when they come to me, have been trying it for 5 years, and strategy and psychology, back and forth with that. But 5 years later, plus, they're just still not where they want to be. Trading's still difficult. This will fill the gaps. We can fix the issues. And again, trading will become what you want it to be. So if you enjoy this kind of video where you learn about, how to become the trader, the successful trader you're capable of, this is what I do. I'd love to help you do it as well. Bring out the winner that you already are. Bring that winner forth in your trading so that it becomes what you want and it's enjoyable and providing for you everything that you want. So subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. Leave me a comment. Attend the workshop. Seriously, InsideOutTrading.com. Links in the description. Register for the workshop. Come attend. Change your future as a trader. I look forward to seeing you there. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.